got Takeover Perks, broken, top tier, usable, don't use. Accelerator, I think Accelerator is quite easily the best takeover when it comes to like how broken it is, how overpowered. It probably needs a nerf. You're gonna get your takeovers just way faster. What more could you ask for? I'm gonna have to go ahead and throw that in broken. It's just significantly faster. Decelerator is like the counter to Accelerator, but if somebody doesn't have Accelerator, it's gonna double how much you gotta do to get your takeover. But it's only when you're closely guarding them where it affects them. So it could not even affect them every possession. So I think Decelerator is good in a lot of situations, but like it's really just not the most ideal. I think only locks should really be using this. If they using it, I would still say Accelerator is better if you're a lock, to be honest with you, because you're gonna get your takeovers faster. So that's just me. I can see locks using it. Extender, I think Extender is top tier. I would say, since the fact that it like you can have this for like almost a whole quarter in a 5v5 setting. Park is pretty much gonna last you the rest of the game, like guaranteed. So yeah, I think that's pretty top tier. So yeah, that's what I say. Juice, I think when it comes to takeover perks that could be on the level of Accelerator, I think Juice is the only one that really even comes close. When you think of the fact that like if you double up on takeovers on next gen, you can get plus 13, and if you have Juice on top of that, you can get like plus 21. Now, I don't know the full thing on current gen, but I'd imagine it just doubles. So like on current gen, you already get like plus 10. I'm pretty sure Juice has to be like plus 20. So if it works the way I'm thinking it does, I would say that easily is a broken. It easily is broken. Like you getting plus 20 to your attributes in takeover is ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. Like that's legit ridiculous. I don't really care if you're on next gen or current gen. That's just kind of crazy. Even if it's like plus 15 on current gen, I think that's still pretty broken in my opinion. Minimizer, opponents activated takeovers don't last as long when closely guarded. That's pretty much the counter to Extender. I personally, I think this is a bigger, like I think this is better than Decelerator, because when somebody's in takeover, you don't want them to be in takeover that long. I think this can counter Accelerator to make it not as useful. I think this can counter Juice to make it not as useful. It's supposed to be a personal counter to Extender, but it really counters every single takeover. Like takeover perk, it literally counters every single takeover perk when it comes to the positives. When it comes to Sponge, how easy that is to get take. When it comes to second chance, how easy that is to get take. Or when it comes to that, whenever you're in takeover, it just doesn't last long at all. So I would say that. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Saboteur, however you say that, when a opponent commits turnover or bad shot, their takeover meter gets a larger penalty. Like, see, stuff like this I don't really agree with in my opinion, but I think stuff like this for locks makes a lot of sense, because you're gonna be making them make a lot of, like, if you're a really good defender, I think it's really decent. I would argue put this right in between Minimizer and Decelerator. I think this is like the epitome of a lockdown take. So like pretty much if anytime you get a steal on somebody, anytime you make them shoot a bad shot, they're gonna take a huge hit on their takeover. I think that's a pretty big deal. So like I think Saboteur has to be like that's like the lockdown takeover in my opinion. Second chance, when takeover is full but not yet activated, make a mistake won't completely reset the meter. Yeah, like that's just like that's like in between usable and don't use. I personally am leaning more towards don't use. So I'm gonna put it at the bottom of usable. Sponge, when a teammate performs an action to increase their takeover meter, you get a small boost to your own. I think this can get too broken, but I'm gonna put it in top tier because I don't really see a lot of people using it, and I haven't really used it like that because I think Accelerator is just the best one in my opinion. Stay warm. Takeover meters won't drain as quickly when performing poorly. I'm gonna say that's definitely don't use, because that's literally you're really just trying to. That's really only for like bad players. If you make a lot of bad plays, that's a good takeover for you. But like, if you're a good player and you really rarely making bad plays in a game, like if you're a park player and stuff like that, you're not gonna have a lot of bad plays every game. You're just trying to minimize like the negatives of your takeover going down when you do a bad play with Stay Warm. So yeah, I'm not really in agreement with that, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's just I think that's a don't use. I think it's a don't use. I don't really mess with that at all. Suppressor, opponents with an active takeover receive what? Opponents with an active takeover receive smaller attribute bonus. So this is pretty much the counter to juice. Yeah, I'm not really messing with this one, to be honest. I'm not really messing with this one, to be honest. Cause it's supposed to be the counter to juice, but like it counters everything else. But like attribute bonuses are like, in my opinion, they're not like the biggest deal unless you have juice. Cause like we've had the +10 takeover stuff for years, so like we've gotten used to that. Juice is the only one where it's like a big deal. So yeah, it'll counter juice, but like if it counters juice, it's just right back to where it was. And then I'm pretty sure suppressor only does like -4. I'm pretty sure it just -half. So like -4 on next gen and -5 on current gen. So yeah, I would say that's kind of a don't use. Let me know if you think this should go usable. Let me know. I'll put it in usable. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he said don't use. Yeah, I don't really see the point in that one. So yeah, that's gonna have to be my takeover perk tier list, where I have accelerator and juice and broken, extender and sponge in top tier, minimizer, saboteur, decelerator, second chance usable, stay warm, and suppressor don't use. So yeah, that seems about right.